Now, you can buy a property less and you can get discounts on properties in general if an occupant is over 55. We're going to tell you about how to find these properties, what the laws are around them. Stay tuned.
Good morning. You look really tanned.
Well, I was in the sun for 2 hours. Maybe that helped yesterday.
So was I. Why am I not tan?
European holiday.
Yeah.
7 weeks in Europe. I've been in Europe for 7 weeks doing morning minutes.
Poolside. Good weekend?
Yeah, good weekend. Yours?
Yeah, really good. Freshwater beach never disappoints.
Whoa. Did someone bash you in the head yesterday?
No, I think I slept on the pillow a bit too much that side.
You need a little makeup. You need a little bit of makeup there in the studio that you can just like schmink up.
Yeah, none of the girls have come in yet, so I'll get them to give them a touch up once they're in with the brush.
Get some foundation on that, but no one here.
Nah. Good. I'm all good. Thanks for your concern.
Now, Billy, it does exist out there. Not many people speak about this. You can buy properties that are probably 5 or 10% below the general market rate because they've been approved under a state environmental plan, SEP 5's. So these properties are out in the on realestate.com on domain. They are a little bit cheaper than your general property.
Yep.
How do you find them, and what the hell are they?
So yeah, over 55s residents or living, they're sometimes set up as a bit of a community. So, they're not like they're not scattered around. They're usually kind of huddled together, which is nice. And then sometimes
cluster homes.
Cluster homes. Then sometimes they have amenities attached to that. So we were rolling off a few off air. I think you might get a swimming pool, you might get gym, bits and bobs. Some of them vary. But
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. The main, I think, attraction to these over 55s living is the price tag, because they usually, I reckon they're a bit more than 5 or 10%. I'd say they're closer to 20%, less than.
You got to be. It is very deceivable, and this is where people get it confused. There's retirement villages. And retirement villages you move into, sometimes you're giving away some of your capital growth, the value of the property going up in these properties. And in these retirement villages, you have really expensive quarterly levies, sometimes monthly levies. Often you can have high care and sort of low care, so you can pay a little bit more. Often there's lots of facilities on site that you can share with the people there. And these retirement villages are different because nobody can move it. You cannot move one of your kids in with you. In a retirement village, all people that are living in the property must be of age to live in that property. Now, SEP 5 is different. SEP 5 is brought in by government. So it got to a stage where government was saying, we're doing nothing for the older market. We're not and if we don't, people are going to stay in their 5-bedroom houses on 700 metres squared of land until they die. And if we were really clever, we would provide alternative accommodations for people, which aren't retirement villages, where they could have a smaller yard, get 5 or 10 of these properties on one block of land. People can live well and then not have to go through the maintaining a big block and a big house when it's only ma and pa.
Love it. And I think developers, this kind of worked nicely for everyone because developers were still able to get the density they needed. It was sometimes easier to get it through council because, it's a good thing for the community to have these around. And so that's the way it kind of built. Is that right?
Yeah, so councils, so the state government got a ruler across every single council, and they put density. They overruled on zonings. So they said, look, if you are in your area, if you are this size block, a big block, if you have a good street frontage, if you are a level walk to transport, close and level walk to transport, we will make allowances for higher densities, even units in your area. So if you sometimes see a unit block be built in an area and go, how the hell did that unit block get built? I think you'll often find it gets approved under the SEP 5.
There you go. Now, do you reckon 55 is a good age for this? Or is it too young? I think what are your thoughts?
No, the reason why the SEP 5s came into place is because there was this window of the over 65s did the retirement villages, but as I said before, in a retirement village, if you want your son to live with you, they cannot. But the over 55s, this is where it's different. An occupant must be either over 55 or disabled.
Okay, so that answers like the next question. So not for singles. You can have a family there, or just parents need to be over 55, or
one occupant. So which branches out to someone young buying the property and then their mum living in the property. My understanding, based upon you rely on your own inquiry as well, is that's no problems. And also I know there's been examples where the disability, whether it's mental or physical, as long as it's valid, disability is enough to engage the SEP 5 occupant law. So it's really interesting.
Awesome. Is there any concern with buying into like these little communities though? So do you still own the house like a regular house or a regular apartment?
People keep getting these confused with retirement villages, which is your over 65s. And the answer is it's pretty much just like a strata townhouse or a strata unit, depending on the config. It's very fluid. They run well. Banks lend on them.
Yeah, so for our local area, I know we've got a couple in Moraywood. They're everywhere, but there's a couple in Moraywood. I know there's one behind Warringah Mall, and it's, just normal. They look very, very normal. There's no real difference, but often it's the price tag that you see change a little bit, and you think, how is that on the market for that price?
And look, they're not even, agents don't advertise often. They're not compelled to by any law. There's no signage on the external of the property. There's no signage on the outside of the property saying this is an over 55s. So you're going to find them pretty hard to find, but you do get slight discounts for them. For example, next to Warringah Mall, I had a client that could build 2 townhouses. It was a good size block where you could get 2 townhouses, chop it down the middle, and there's his 2. He actually made an application on SEP 5 and got approved, and he got approved something like 9 apartments at the time. So there was 2 bedrooms, 1 bedrooms, and I sold all 9 apartments for him. And that was really interesting, talking to learning about that a long time ago, and the type of people that bought in there were like, how good is this? It's close to the transport, it's level, it's great.
Yeah, it is a great lifestyle, and I think it's as Luke said, they're great for developers. It did really kind of fill a gap, because you gain these things through council, sometimes really difficult. So need more properties, more new properties. There's a strong demand for new property. So with that development is great. Anything else?
Pretty big. And there's a lot of empty nesters. You can rent them. you are allowed to rent them, and the law is the same. So your prospective tenants. So we manage a bunch of over 55 properties as well. And the legislation is there again that an occupant must be over 55 or disabled. So providing an occupant fulfills that, we can sign it up on a lease, and it's a little bit hard to police, whether it's council, whether it's strata that has to police that. I haven't seen any formal arrangement of policing the over 55s, to be honest.
So is there traditionally not like a building manager for an apartment, but there's like a bit of a site manager, or
No, it runs exactly like a strata.
There you go.
Whether it's a strata townhouse, strata unit. But look, I think it's a terrific thing that council's launched, because people, we often don't need affordability is really, really hard for people coming through the ranks, whether they're a first home buyer, whether they're a young couple with a small child. So to free up these big old homes and get these guys into some over 55s accommodation, everyone's a winner. It's like the circle of life, literally. It's full circle. So, but if they just stay in those big homes, it doesn't help affordability at all.
That's it. I think that's it. Short episode, but a sweet one.
That's over 55s, guys. So keep an eye out for them. Great investments. They perform great with capital growth wise. They grow like any other investment. Keep an eye out for them. They're generally units. They're generally townhouses. I haven't seen any Torrens title over 55 homes, and I think you don't get the density that you want. So the reason why developers are switching to that over 55s is they can get density in areas that they regularly can only get a house. Actually, I'm just about to drive past one. Do you want me to videotape it?
Yeah.
Not that I'm driving. I'll not drive past. I'm sitting in front of it. So this is the one that I sold years back, and it's an over 55s. So to show you what it looks like, it's close to Ringa Mall, so they got the tip, because you have to be close to shops. It's level walk, so got the tip. Transport, got the tick. Where is it here? No.
It's also got the there's like a medical centre not far away.
Yeah, it's nice. It was a really handy position for people. Here we go.
Yeah, did work nice.
Here we go. Okay. So bear in mind, they could only build townhouses here. Two townhouses here before, and because they got SEP 5 approved, it got the big tick. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting the letterboxes. 7 properties. Let's have a look. I'll show you. This is what a SEP 5 looks like.
Is it the blue ones in the back? No.
Yeah. So that's like just regular houses in the street.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, nice. Yep. A little bit shaky, the video. Oh yeah. Plenty of parking. Yep.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so there you go. So you can see just same size block, they just got one house. Same size block, they got 7 units, and that was under the SEP 5 provisions.
Yeah, sweet.
All right.
Thanks, Mark.
Bye, everyone. Legend. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye, 5.